Well, yesterday we were in Romans chapter 5 and we learned that Jesus died for sinners. And we're going to back up a couple chapters and we're going to look at chapter 3 of Romans. This is a famous chapter and it very succinctly teaches some theology that you need to understand if you want to understand Christianity. It says in verse 21, "But now the righteousness of God has been manifested apart from the law." Talking about the Old Testament, the Ten Commandments, the way to get to God by keeping rules. He says, although the law and the prophets bear witness to it. In other words, it's not that God changed his mind or changed the rules. It's that he fulfilled the rules. Jesus himself is the one who kept all the rules. So verse 22 says, "The righteousness of God comes through faith in Jesus Christ for all who believe. There is no distinction between Jew and Gentile." In other words, let me explain this to you. In fact, I encourage you to read this in the New Living Translation, where it says, no matter who you are, and I always like to add to that, or what you've done. In other words, this is saying this, that if you want to become a follower of Jesus, you can't do it based on your own righteousness. You can't do it based on keeping the law. You can't come to God by being a really good person, and you can't be kept from God by being a really bad person. The only way to come to God, the only way to have a relationship with God, is by putting your faith in Jesus Christ. It's by trusting what we looked at last time, that Jesus died for sinners. And if you recognize you're a sinner, and you trust Jesus and what he did on the cross to die for you, then the Bible says you will be saved no matter who you are. So journal on this, because this concept, this idea, is so fundamental for you to understand, whether you grew up in the church or whether you're brand new to Christianity. This concept, this passage, in fact, this whole chapter, it's really important for you to read and understand and apply to your own life. We'll see you tomorrow.